Hi, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about your role here?
Yeah, my name is Nena Racheal Echibe. Thank you for having me. Been looking forward to this interview. So I'm currently the service manager, one of the service manager at Isabellas Homes. I know the award says senior award manager. I think at the time I was the senior support worker. However, I've grown over time, which is something really incredible. So currently I work as a service manager, like I said. I work across 3 services. So what I do, I provide operational management within those services. They are in the West Midlands. So I get through their day-to-day activities, ensure the residents are comfortable, they're well supported. Any concerns, I pick it up and then, deal with it as it comes. Yeah.
So what does a typical day, I know it's a difficult one,
Yeah.
is untypical. What does that look like?
So typical, I'll probably be in one of those services. I'll probably have meetings. I'll probably have some physical meetings as well with the residents. Maybe there's been an issue, so I'll be there to actually mediate and talk about action plans and what's the way forward. Other times, I'll probably do some audits. So my colleague, I probably mentioned that, but in terms of quality, we ensure we have up-to-date audits. We audit medication, audit support plans, just to understand what's happening in the service. So that's what my typical day will be like. About a day is just putting a smile on someone's face. So when you go into service, it's like, oh, you're here, Rachel. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about? So having that smile on their faces, knowing that they're happy you're there, they're happy you're going to actually solve a problem, they're happy that you're going to listen to them, that puts a smile on my face as well.
Can you give me an example? Yeah, of something like that occurring.
So very recently, we had an issue in one of the services. It was actually rivalry between 2 residents. It was causing a lot of tension. So what I've had to do was to go in, meet with these 2 individuals, have separate meetings, and then just to understand, what the concerns were from each person's point of view. Just the fact that I could listen and get, okay, this is what's happened and this is how I want it resolved. So having to go through that with them and creating sort of like an agreement, okay, this is what we're going to do going forward. And they seemed happy with that, as opposed to, they say, oh, there's something wrong, there's something happening in the service, and we'll probably turn a blind eye because we're trying to avoid, all of those tension. And with individuals, with anybody, you're going to get that their bad days, their good days, their days where things are not just going so well. But knowing that there's someone that can actually come in and help, mellow things down, and help just release that tension, yeah, it helps. One very important value for myself and my team is clear communication. So we try to obviously be open and honest with each other. If there's an issue, there's an issue. Where do we go past, that issue? So we tend to communicate openly, ensure that when something does come up, we handle it, as opposed to, putting it in the back burner and saying, okay, it doesn't matter. So having that open and clear communication with my team is really important. We talk about things that are going on, the plans for the future, and then how we can actually overcome, some challenges. So yeah, clear communication is something my team really pride ourselves with.
So you recently won the award
Oh yeah.
at the Care Awards 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did it feel when you found out?
So if I'm gonna go back to that particular yeah, to that day, so they had other nominees, and then they called the thing. I was like, I told my colleague because my colleague was there, and I was like, if we don't win, it's fine. I'm nominated, so that's something. So the fact I was nominated, blew my mind. That you can actually do good work and people would see it, right? So knowing, my director did nominate me was quite overwhelming. So she could actually see that, oh, Rachel deserves this award. So it was quite fulfilling for me. And then eventually knowing that I won, it took everything off, it took everything off the roof, so I was quite, elated knowing that, the things that I'm doing that I probably did not see as, huge, people see it and then want to congratulate me for that. So that was quite a good feeling, yeah. So I think with my colleagues, it just raised a bit of hope, assurance that, whatever you're doing people, we do see it. We do see and we can actually recognize good work. Yeah. We can recognize hard work. We can recognize those that are compassionate about the job. So I think it just rose, that arousal of, I need to be on my feet. I need to, work better. I need to work harder. If Racheal can actually be in this position, sure I can. And that's something when I have team meetings or supervisions, I try to always elevate their spirits to make them understand that if I can do it, you can. Anybody can do it, but just put your mind into it and then you can get things done, yeah.
In your opinion, what makes care great?
Whoa. I think it's the fact that you can actually see someone recovering. So care is a wonderful sector. We deal with humans. You're not dealing with products. You're not dealing with, you're dealing with humans. You're trying to understand how this human feels. You're trying to understand, their bad days. You're trying to actually put them through, it could be a trauma, and saying that they can actually go from, really being in a very bad state to recovering makes care just, really awesome. And being in that sector, knowing that you can actually transform someone's life, it tops it all.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello. We've heard some really inspiring words from your team member. Can you introduce yourself and then can you tell us a little bit about work here?
Yeah, my name is Mark Murgeta. I have been in the care industry for the last 23 years, and at the moment I'm the CQC registered area manager at Isabellas Homes, and my job is basically purely operational and checking the quality of service that we provide for the service users.
So why do you think it's important to recognise and nominate these team members for awards like these?
Yeah, what I say about person-centered approach, we put so much emphasis on the dignity and respect. So when somebody is supported in their recovery journey, they have to be owning their life. They have to be in charge of their life. So basically, that independence or that support to enable them to be in charge of their life is the main focus of our support, and our staff are usually respectful to the people that we're supporting, and dignity in terms of respect, in terms of dignity, which is regulation 9. That's the classic value that we have at IBH. Yeah.
What are you most proud of then when you look around the team and you see what they're doing in their day to day? So it doesn't need to be anything sort of amazing and outstanding, but I'm assuming, sounds from what you're talking about, that a lot of the day to day work is very much
for me, the fulfilling part at a micro level, on a day to day, when I see people going out and doing an activity, that's fulfilling for me. But most fulfilling part of the job is when you see people recovering from where they are and achieving significant achievement in their life. That is fulfilling. I can't put any kind of value to that.